Hey everybody, welcome back to the Reality Wind Down, a podcast where we break down all the latest Bravo TV drama and the biggest pop culture moments of the week, one glass of wine at a time. I'm Chase.
I'm Cassidy.
How are you this week?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I officially have a cat.
He's a cat daddy,
I'm
y'all.
a cat daddy, you
we
know?
knew it was going to happen the
I
second
know.
you found her. You were never going to get rid of her.
I loved last week. I was like, maybe we'll just foster her. I think I got off from recording that podcast. I was like, that's a lie.
She's my daughter now.
Yeah.
I'm like, we all knew. Anyone that knows you or anyone that has listened to us and our love for animals, there was no way you were
There was no way she was going to leave my sight, and she hasn't left my sight. It's been a week. She's our little baby girl.
Little queen.
And the dogs are, meeting
we've
her
been
and having
watching them,
fun.
play before we started this. They're just having the best time.
It's so cute. And I know we said we were going to do a poll on her name. I got a little ahead of myself and excited. And she's named Chips.
I mean, we love the name Chips.
Chips.
It could not be more perfect. We love chips, and we love
Who
chips
doesn't
now.
love a sour cream and onion chip?
Who doesn't love
A dill pickle chip?
Ooh,
Oh
there
my
we
God.
go. We know.
A Pringle. A buffalo chip. A salt and vinegar.
A ranch chip.
Yeah, it's like
All the barbecue chips. Like, all the chips.
every chip is my friend. So why not honor one of my first loves in life, Chips. By naming
the cat
my
chip.
next love in my life, Chips.
Perfect. Nailed it. I mean,
So I'll put a poll on our Instagram. It's Chips or Chips. Pick which one.
Or maybe like chips with a capital C or chips with a lowercase c. Like,
Or Chips with an S or Chips with a Z.
That's what I was going to say next. But I was like, well, let's be honest, you would not do the Z no matter what. So
I know. Some people have already calling her Chip. I was like, no, she's plural.
yeah.
She's Chips.
And it's so funny because my friend has a dog named Chip. And like, I never once like put the two together thinking, oh, Chip is similar to Chips. Because I feel like the S changes the name
changes
completely.
everything. And the meaning is so different because she's like a bag of chips. Like, she's not a single chip, you know?
The meaning of chips. Oh, it's just so different. It just speaks to our soul.
I'm getting deep, okay?
I mean, we would get deep about chips and the cat chips. So it all works out. It's all perfect.
Honestly, worlds colliding. I love cats, I love chips, and now it's all in one.
And now she's all in one. Well, congratulations to Chase.
I know, I'm so excited. We do need to post a picture of her. We'll do that on our Instagram so everyone can get to know
100%
her.
gonna post a picture this weekend of her. Absolutely. Hands down. And then guys, it has been a week. We have freaking, like, it's not even that we have so many hot takes. It's just like we have the juiciest freaking takes.
I mean, I'm just going to say it. Portia. The Portia of it all. The Portia Luther King of it all.
The Portia.
What is she doing?
Literally, like, when this broke on Monday night, I was like, I cannot, like, deal with this on a Monday. Because she'd given us the information on, like, a Friday where I was, like, gonna go have, like, a cocktail and I can, like, relax and process this.
Yeah, and, like, take a moment, have a glass of wine to calm your nerves.
Portia
your
is
anxiety.
not letting us breathe.
No.
Like, if you have been living under a rock, then you haven't heard. But I'm pretty sure everyone listening to this podcast would have heard. Portia is engaged to Fallon's very recent ex, not even finalized ex-husband.
No,
They're
not
still going
finalized. They
through a
only
divorce.
announced it, I think, it's at April 22nd. It was announced that they were getting divorced.
That is absolutely
And her announcement
wild.
was Monday, which is May 10th?
Sure.
Sure. I'm just breaking it down.
I don't know dates.
Let's just say
Yeah,
2 or 3 weeks
Yeah,
after
yeah.
the announcement of the separation from his ex-wife, Fallon. And now Portia's engaged with a huge ass ring.
Did you see? It looks exactly like the ring that Fallon had. It was like, did he have like a 3-for-1 special? Did he like go to a shop and just buy a bunch of rings? Like, it's just, and there's been rumors swirling that, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is all gossip.
Allegedly,
that she could be pregnant with his child and Fallon could also be pregnant with his child. Can y'all imagine that storyline? Like, more has happened on Monday than what happened in the entire season of Atlanta.
And a lot of people are saying that, and a lot of people are unhappy because it's like Atlanta kind of like dragged on a little bit. Like, it had its high points, like Bolo, and that whole thing was amazing.
But then Bolo
it like
was dragged
out. Dragged out for the entire season,
Yeah.
so it got really slow. And then right when the season wraps, we get the juiciest piece of information we could possibly get, And we don't even get to see it. I mean, I hope they're filming it.
I mean, I would hope, like, I've been seeing all the memes where it's like, we need Andy and a camera. Yeah. Like them rushing to Atlanta right now. I mean, all the memes have been killing me for this, though. Great. Like, the freeze frame of whenever she went over to Fallon's house for the first time and she's sitting at the table. And it's like, Portia looking at the floor deciding what she wants to change the tile to.
That was like, so good.
I was like, oh my God.
That was one of my favorites, just her looking down and it's like...
So subtle. I wish I could remember who posted it, but
I know,
epic.
That one was good. That, like, people are so quick to make these memes. Like, it's so funny. It's so hilarious.
Saw the one that we posted where it was just Portia when she had jumped over the couch, and it was her face just like 100 times on the picture.
Shocked,
like,
shook all over the place.
100%. I mean, there was just so many good memes. But I cannot believe this is real.
So what's your just thought? Like, is this gonna work? Is it gonna last? Does it make sense?
I think very rarely, and I'm not going to say never, I think very rarely whenever you get with someone and get engaged to them a month later, is it for life? I mean, I think it's very shady that she's, and we've always been Portia stans here.
Mm-hmm. Chase Portia Dorinda Smith. I have her in my name.
Y'all know that. I mean, but I just can't understand how she's trying to say me and Fallon were never friends now. Whenever Fallon was introduced on the show, underneath on like the little name tag, they literally said Fallon, Portia's friend. Like, I don't know what she's trying to play here. I can't wait to see how Fallon feels about this.
The only thing when it comes to just that is, you know how Housewives works. It's like they casted Fallon to be a friend of, and they needed someone to be her friend to bring in the group.
But at the end
so
of the
I wonder if they just put them together. I mean, it's still weird.
That's the thing. Like, and even if they did just put them together, the fact that she was going over to her house and swimming and like being around Simon is to me enough to never want to like trust Portia to be around like a relationship again. Know. Like, how do any of these people moving forward, like how does Cynthia have her over? Like, okay, like
it's stay interesting. And I like you said, never say never, but I don't think it's smart. I don't think it's gonna last. I think she's just kind of like in a whirlwind of like fun, lust, quick love kind of thing.
And like I think
don't get engaged.
We've talked about this before. That's when you're happiest in your relationship, when you've been together like a couple months and you're in La La Land. It's like, let's get married, let's do this, but don't actually do it then.
But if you kind of think about it, it's just an engagement. Like, if she just breaks off the engagement, like, does it really matter? But she gets to keep probably, like, a $500,000 ring.
She just
Why not?
Hope he breaks off the engagement so she gets to keep the ring if they do split.
I just, like, that's my only thing. It's like, why not have a little fun and get engaged?
But did you think the pictures with them together with Dennis
was wild?
That was kind of, because apparently Dennis and him have been friends.
Yeah, they are friends, which is even crazier. I don't understand that part. Because whenever I first saw the photo, because she first posted a photo, I think it was Mother's Day, so Sunday.
Yeah.
With her hand on Simon's, like, chest and Dennis beside her. And everyone was like, well, what is going on? That's obviously when the, like, you know, the circulation of the gossip started happening. Yeah. And you're kind of just like, what's going on? Are they like, because a lot of people are like, maybe it's like a business deal. Yeah. Maybe they're just like laughing because like Simon and Dennis are friends. Yeah. So they're like having a little fun. I never expected
when she
them to be
Monday
engaged.
Evening,
I never expected it. I'm shocked. I'm still in shock.
Yeah.
But I need to see it on my TV.
That's what we also found out. This leads us into another hot take. Portia is getting a special, and we don't know
three-part special
about her life. I mean, we don't really know what it entails.
I think I saw something that's going to be like about her activism.
Okay.
Just her life and her family. So.
Well, family. Now you're a fiance.
There you go. And apparently it was greenlit way before this was found out. It was because, like I said, I think they were wanting to highlight her activism on her own.
Which makes sense, which is
amazing.
Great.
Yeah, because we didn't get to see as much as I thought we would. It was kind of just the beginning of the season, and then we didn't talk about it again. So maybe that's wise because we're giving her own like moment to talk about it and to talk about the issues and stuff like that. But I feel like the focus is now going to be on this.
It's 100% going to shift to this. Like, I cannot wait to see. Like, her explanation, like, how everything...
How it even happened. Like, how does this happen in a month?
Oh, it's crazy. Crazy.
So crazy.
I mean, I think our next hot take is not so juicy, but it's still fun to talk about. We got the Beverly Hills taglines. And when I say not so juicy, I mean, like, not juicy at all.
I didn't really like them.
They all gave me nothing.
Okay, because I I think people just love the excitement of getting the taglines. Oh, that means a new season.
I love a tagline. That's like one of my favorite
because
parts.
I saw a lot of people be like, "These are the best taglines I've ever seen."
I'm sorry, who lied?
I don't remember. I wish I don't know. That? But it's like scrolling through like comments on like say like Bravo, like in whenever, because like a bunch of people were posting the taglines.
Oh my god!
And I saw people like, "These are amazing. These girls are bringing it this year." Blah blah. And I was like, "Which tagline brought it?"
Let's go over a few of them, and y'all can tell us if y'all agree that it brought it, because we didn't think any of them brought it at all. We have. I can't see the paper. My eyes are getting so old,
I'll pull it up for you.
Okay. All right. Okay. Kyle said this. Okay. This is actually funny. There's a little story behind this one. Someone recently, like, pulled up an old post from Kyle where she had said, like, stop calling us queens. Like, reserve that for people who actually do things in life.
So
Don't
annoying.
say that. Leads into her tagline this year that has not aged well. She said, "This town is a game of chess, but no one's taking this queen down." Like, Kyle, giving us another...
Her standard in this town, or in this Beverly Hills, in my town. And
it's like, we get it, girl. You're from Beverly Hills.
Original.
We get
and
it, girl.
then, Erica's eye roll. The strongest substance on earth isn't diamonds. It's me.
See, and I wouldn't have hated that if the context of what, like, she's done in the stealing of money, like, if she had gone through maybe, like, like, scare, like, like, physically, or gone through just a really bad divorce with, like, a bad guy or something.
Coming out on the other side of a bad divorce, like you're saying. But no, this is, like, you're losing your money because your husband embezzled money from plane crash victims, and you profited from it.
Like, how can you sit there and still hype yourself up that hard in your tax?
She's really becoming the victim.
She's come back with absolutely no ounce of, like, humble... Like, she has not eaten humble pie at all.
I guess we'll see. I agree with you. I would be shocked if we see otherwise.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if she brings anything.
Mine would have literally been I
don't think she will.
I'm not responsible for the things my husband's done. Yeah. Presents my diamond. Like, that would have been
also,
my
here's a diamond. I'll help pay for it.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Get your diamonds back. And then we have Lisa Rinna's, which
My lips are legendary, and they will never gloss over the truth.
That's all Lisa Rinna does, is like literally...
lip puns. How creative.
I know. Not creative at all, but also like when does like... Besides yelling "own it" at people, when does she actually hold people accountable? Like Kyle or Erica
or her
like,
daughter for dating Scott Disick.
Or her daughter, and that's going to be her whole storyline.
We know that.
And then we got Garcelle, which I actually liked hers. If you want a starring role in life, you better drop the act.
I mean, it's kind of similar to hers last year. I felt like
it was an acting thing.
So okay, that's okay.
But it fits her, and it's like good. And then we have Dorit's, dress like there's no tomorrow, and then tomorrow. Do it again.
I mean, I think that's so dumb. I hate that one. I don't know.
It's so dumb.
I don't know. For me, that's a no. That's an absolute no. And then we have Sutton, which I can't see from here, so I'm going to let you read.
So it says, anyone who doubts my exquisite manners can kiss my exquisite derriere.
And I felt like she sounded more country than ever in that. She's like, anyone who doubts my exquisite manners can kiss my exquisite derriere. I was like... Oh, so she's like going like real Georgia with it now.
Yes. And that was like, I was like, oh, her tagline's fine, but I was intrigued by the accent.
Yeah, didn't it seem stronger? Okay,
I'm glad you noticed that too. I feel like I texted you, I was like, I don't like any of these taglines, but I like Garcelle's. I like Sutton's because of the accent.
Yeah, because of the accent.
And then we have our newcomer, Crystal. Hollywood is full of pretenders, and I slay them all.
I just feel like that could have been one of Kyle's as well.
I agree. You're right.
Like, damn it, that was mine for next season. Like,
it's because, Beverly Hills has always been like the Hollywood and like the actors and the producers. Yeah, so they always have to like reference Hollywood and like that kind of thing.
Because her husband's like a pretty big producer.
Yeah, no, like she's like legit. Yeah. Like, she is in the game of Hollywood, but it's just kind of like, okay, we know.
Okay. That's like her favorite thing to say. Okay. Yeah, so it's okay. I don't know.
Yeah, none of them really jumped out at me. No. And was like, yes, this is badass, or yes, I want to like say this myself. Like,
do you like kind of miss the days of like really early like Orange County, New York, New Jersey, when they literally would just like pull clips and it would be like, I don't want to get home. Your
pinky gumbles.
Screaming or like things like that. Like I kind of miss those.
Yeah, I do too. It's just like, I feel like now they just essentially have people write them, and they just like
Joe's, do it. My husband is pretty much keeping me. Like, imagine that being your tagline for the entire series. I can't. But speaking of like early days of Housewives, another thing came up with Dina Manzo. I don't know if y'all remember last year, but there was like an attempted hit on her and her new boyfriend or fiance.
Yeah, she was robbed, tied up in their house, like I think like hit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Her and her husband. And
it turns out that it was her ex. He was officially indicted today on hiring a hitman.
Oof.
That is like some real Jersey Italian mob stuff.
It is wild. Like, they kind of always like alluded to that and like kind of like had a good feeling about it from the beginning, but the actual charges being like actually being indicted is like, okay, well, the evidence is all there.
Do you remember when Victoria Gotti was on the show for a hot minute? She was like Teresa's friend when she was like going to prison.
Did you ever watch Growing Up Gotti?
Yes, that's what
so
made me
good.
think of it. Like my mom always watched it and I would kind of like creep in on it, but yeah, that's what I was like, no, they're like the real freaking deal.
I'm actually surprised she was never a Jersey housewife.
I think she wanted to be, but I think something within like the family, or it was just
like
I read
just
something
never panned out or something.
Yeah, I read something one time that maybe like she couldn't expose that much of her life, so I don't know.
Oh, but she had the reality show.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe there's just other things that had happened later. But
also,
I feel like she would have been a great housewife. I mean, she essentially did it on her reality show because she was like, rich as hell, raising kids and showing
with the mob money.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like scared to keep talking about the mob like on camera. I'm like, so we're gonna move on to our next hot take.
So just Google that on your own.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about it. Our next one, I just had to grab my phone really quick because guys, Bravo has so many new shows coming.
Oh my god. Yeah, because it was just announced yesterday. This lineup you're about to say, right? Yes,
and I want y'all to like tell us which ones y'all are most excited about. Like y'all need to like comment, let us know. I'll just go through the list. Below Deck Adventure, a little bit of a synopsis. It's going to be in Norway. They're going to be like heli skiing, dog sledding, all that fun stuff. The Candy OLG project, which you said you knew was coming.
Remember I mentioned that. I was like, I'm pretty sure there's a Candy show in the works.
And you were right.
It makes so much sense. Candy's
all
a
Vanderpump
boss.
Rules
yeah,
style.
That's their like kind of like saying is going to be the vibe. It's like, obviously at the restaurant with her servers and like Candy being the boss bitch that she is.
I'm excited for that one.
Me too. Sure. I'm excited.
I don't know about this one, y'all. Life is a Ballroom. Professional amateur dancing. Basically, it's that. They're going to document it.
We don't need Dancing with the Stars on Bravo.
That one is definitely a one and done. Sorry to our ballroom dancers. Love Match Atlanta, which sometimes I like these little dating shows. Like, I could like this one. I liked Millionaire Matchmaker.
$1 Million Baby.
$1 Million Baby. I was going to say $1 Million Listing, which, speaking of, that's also one coming out. $1 Million Listing, Ryan Serhant renovation. Guys, do we need more Ryan Serhant on our TV?
No.
I don't. Love Without Borders, basically singles, they don't know where they're going, but they're going to risk it all to try to find love.
Okay, are we turning into TLC over here?
I think the description I saw was like a la kind of 90 Day Fiancé-ish.
Okay, guys, I understand the TLC world, 90 Day Fiancé world, Married at First Sight world is a big reality genre. Like, people love it.
Yes.
I just have never really dabbled in it. I know Cassidy does, but do we need that on Bravo? I like keeping those worlds separate.
Yeah, and like I don't know if this kind of sounds more like they're being set up, but I guess maybe not. Maybe it is just gonna be like 90 Day Fiancé where you go to another country, but we'll see about that one.
Which is the one that you're most excited for?
Well, the last one, Southern Charm, Winter House, Summer House, Winter Charm, Southern, the cast of Southern Charm and the cast of
We all know what
House.
it is. They go to Winter House.
Going to a Winter House. That was literally the most jumbled up way I could have possibly announced the one I'm just so excited, okay?
I was going to say you saved best for last, but I still don't even know what it is.
I hate you, okay. My voice like cracked there. I was like, I hate you.
You're just so overwhelmed.
I'm just so overwhelmed.
There's a lot going on. I mean, we have all of those, like, the Porshas stuff, the Dina stuff, the taglines, and now we have new shows coming out. What do we do?
And guys, we're just at the beginning of the episode here, so this is we should just, I guess, from here, I feel like we've been doing hot takes for a really long time. We needed to, but it is time for our game.
A game. We gotta get a little competition in,
Guys, we are bringing back a classic. We had so much fun. I think we played it on episode 3.
Yeah.
We are gonna guess.
It's been a while.
I know. We're on like episode 24, 25 now, something like that. We're gonna guess taglines. We have picked some for each other. I did East Coast for Chase. He did West for me. And we're just gonna see if we can guess who had that tagline.
And we already know who's gonna win.
No, I feel like I did not do it difficult this time. I think this could be kind of a I say that every time to try to set myself
I
up.
know,
like, and I do lose, so I don't feel like horrible about myself.
Even though you know in her mind, she's like, I'm so confident, and I literally know every tagline of
I don't
every
know, my
housewife.
brain's not been doing too good today with my jumbled up words,
That's
and
true.
It's been a lot.
I'm catching you on an off day.
You're catching me on a really, today could be your day, okay? All right, I'll ask you first,
Okay.
yeah? My business is beauty, and I'm the boss.
And these are current housewives, but they're not current taglines, by the way.
But every housewife we've chosen for each other is current, just not necessarily this season.
Okay. Say that one more time, please.
My business is beauty, and I'm the boss.
My business is in beauty.
My booty is the business, and booty.
Is that a clue?
I don't know, is it?
I don't know anyone that does makeup. I can't think about it, honestly.
I can't even think about it.
I'm like, who does beauty? My business is beauty, and I did something else.
And I'm okay, guys. Maybe I'm also catching Chase on an off day or a normal day, as we call it.
No, this is a normal day. This is me functioning on a high functioning level.
This is the best, James. My brain's been doing great.
Yeah, this is me at my best.
Do you have a guess for me?
Oh yeah, I'm just thinking. I'm trying to prolong.
Sorry, are we stalling?
Yeah, I'm stalling a little bit.
Okay.
My business is in beauty, and I don't know. I keep saying it.
Just give us a name. Gorgeous.
Luann.
All that just to guess Luann.
It's something about a cabaret, so why did I guess
when
that?
I say it, you're gonna be like, duh. Cynthia Bailey.
Oh, duh.
The Bailey Agency.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, the wine cellar now. Sorry, I should say my business.
She's been on 5 busices since.
I mean, think
Bailey
about
Agency.
Bar 1, Bar 2, Bar 3, Bar Charlotte, Bar Miami, Bar Bye, Bar Divorce.
Those bars were. I was gonna say those are the bars that led to her divorce.
Bar was set really low for those.
Oh
Sorry.
my god, I
Sorry,
love a pun.
Okay,
you ready?
Mine. Yes.
I may be 2 people, but I'm not two-faced.
Erica Jane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I'm not gonna stall on that one. Okay, I'll give you your next. Ready? When times get tough, you find out who your real friends are. What? You look at me like you hate me so much.
Because I literally don't know how I don't remember anything.
I love these.
My brain
ain't doing too much.
Yeah, she don't store anything. You know.
In and out.
Oh, literally in and out because she can't be doing too much. Okay, say that one more time. I honestly already forgot it.
Okay, in and out already. When times get tough, you find out who your real friends are.
When time gets tough.
What can you repeat? Guys, in my voice, I feel like I'm screaming when I laugh today. I'm so sorry, guys.
Their ears are bleeding.
I'm like, you literally have probably already turned it off because I keep screaming when I laugh.
And they're like, Chase, just guess. You don't know it.
Yes.
When times are rough.
No, when times get tough, you find out who your real friends are. When times are rough, we go to the mall.
Is it Teresa Giudice?
Yes! Yes! Chase is on the board.
The stalling worked.
It worked. Oh, was that stalling? Okay, girl.
No, it's called thinking.
That was called critical thinking. Critical Bravo analysis.
Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
For number 2. When you come from humble beginnings, you count your blessings, 1 diamond at a time.
Oh my god. Why can't I think of this? I feel like diamond, it has to be Beverly Hills.
I'm just staring at. Yeah, you're like, Beverly and Hills.
When you
That's
come
all I got.
from humble beginnings, you
count your blessings, 1 diamond at a time.
I'm trying to look at all the Beverly Hills housewives to think if it's any of those.
I mean, there's diamonds all over.
I feel like none of those make sense for it, though. I don't think it's...
Yeah, because Beverly Hills does always seem to have, each season, they kind of go along with each other.
Yeah.
They keep a running story within their taglines, which is interesting.
I have
and this could be a running theme.
I have a question. Did you do Dallas as West Coast?
No, I did not.
Okay.
There is no Dallas in mine.
Oh, damn. Now I'm really thrown. And I can't even think of anyone on the Orange County cast. And I don't think it's them. Oh, God. I don't know.
Gotta guess.
When you come from humble beginnings, you count your blessings 1 diamond at a time? I have no idea. I'm just going to guess Kyle.
Nope. Emily Simpson.
Oh.
But isn't that...
Yeah.
I thought that one was probably your hardest because
yeah.
First off, it's Emily Simpson from OC.
Yeah.
Not that I don't she's fine.
No, she kind of popped
she's
into
just like
my
a random
head,
person.
I didn't even...
But it was the diamond thing that
It
throws
was the
you,
diamond,
and
yeah.
that's why I figured would throw you.
Oh, okay. Chase is now freaking like going deep on me, like the attack. Okay,
Got ya.
Are you ready for your next one?
I am.
I don't have a cookie cutter life, and I'm not apologizing for it.
I don't have a cookie cutter life, and I'm not apologizing for it. Repeat King.
Is that your guess? It is Rapita King. But he did repeat it accurately, so he is moving on.
But I also already forgot it, so can you say it one more time?
I don't have a cookie cutter life, and I'm not apologizing for it. I'm not even looking at the paper.
You aren't. Interesting. I don't know. I don't have a cookie cutter life, and I forgot the rest of it.
And I'm not apologizing for it.
Who doesn't like to apologize? Is it Dolores?
No, it's Robin Dixon.
I forgot about Potomac, damn it.
Oh.
But also I wouldn't have guessed her anyway, because I thought it was like because she doesn't have a cookie cutter life because she's like dating multiple men. I think so. I mean, I think they're all dating, but in a good way. I like it.
We do love the little throuple that is.
I love it. Frankly. I was trying to explain to my mom because I watched like at lunch today. I put on New Jersey, and she was like, "Oh, is that her husband?" I was like, "No." Let me explain to you real quick. If you haven't
watched the show, that's almost impossible to explain the dynamic between those guys. Because any normal person would just be like, what?
Yeah, she was so confused, and I tried to explain it. She's like, okay, well, they have great chemistry. I was like, yeah, they're like best friends, but like so-and-so and so-and-so. And she's like, don't care. I was like, yeah, it's probably right. It's a lot of background.
Yeah, you're like, I should have known.
Yeah.
I should have known.
Okay, your third question.
Okay.
In this town, I'm Queen Bee and MVP.
In this town, I'm Queen Bee and MVP Jen Shaw.
Yes. And I didn't realize that she stole that from Kyle in this town. Because that's Kyle's thing.
Oh, yep. You're right. I didn't think of that either.
That's Kyle's thing. So I didn't know if that would maybe throw you off a little bit.
No, I knew. Because I could just see Jen Shaw saying it. And she's like shaking her like body in the opening. A moment. Okay, so if you're keeping score, I have 2. You have 1.
Okay.
I thought I had it good before, but I'm just getting started.
I thought I had it good before, but I'm just getting started.
Nailed
Do you
it.
like this is turning into a repeating game for me?
It's like you're teaching like a toddler the ABC. You're like A. They're like A. B. B. I don't even know if that's what you
They always say the way that you memorize stuff is by repeating it.
Oh, really?
No, I have no idea.
I think that makes sense.
I think that's right.
I always like to memorize things. Like I just like make up little things in my head for it. But do you want me to read the question again because you've already forgotten it?
I'm just gonna quick guess.
I thought I had it good before, but I'm just getting started.
Super quick. This is a quick guess. Ooh, I'm very quick at this.
Go on, girly.
Is it Luann?
Yes. Good job.
Oh my god, I thought
that was kind of hard.
I almost went with Ramona, but Luann last minute came into my head, and I was like, here you go.
All right, 2 all.
Okay,
yes.
Number 4 for you.
Okay.
I earned my money the old-fashioned way, marrying it and then making more.
Oh, I earned my money the old-fashioned way. I'm really blanking today. And then earned more. Look at these.
I like that you're looking at that.
I'm like...
Like, I need to see if there's a thread in here.
I made my money the old-fashioned way. Oh my god, why can't I think? So it's either going to be Orange County or... But no one in Orange County's rich. Are they? I literally can't think of anyone but 3 housewives on Orange County.
Orange County,
Oh, is it that Elizabeth?
Yes!
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. I knew when you started thinking about it a little bit. Because you're like, who's rich? I was like, if she thinks about it, she may get it.
Oh,
and
I didn't think I was
That was a hard one.
That was, yeah.
I mean, honestly,
I forget
OC's
about
obviously
her.
like indefinitely like not being like, you know, they're not coming back indefinitely.
Yeah.
Do we need it back?
I mean, if we wanted to do like a Tamra and like maybe set it up more like that, because I do watch old Orange County sometimes and I enjoy
it was good,
it.
Yeah.
But with the current cast, it absolutely does not need to come back.
But do you think it's like a House of Cards kind of thing? Like if like OC goes off the air, does it just fall behind?
That's what scares me. That's why I don't want it to go off the air, because that's exact reason. Like that's what terrifies me about it.
It's like
and guys, what would I do without my housewives?
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
so 3-2, 4-2?
Yeah, 3-2.
Okay. All right, next one for you. You may say I cause trouble, but I say I keep things interesting.
You may say I cause trouble, but I keep things interesting.
He repeated it back correct, y'all.
I know. Look at me. I'm trying to think of troublemakers. Who's a troublemaker? Leah?
No. Ashley Darby.
Oh, I was thinking Ashley Darby too.
Yeah.
Why? I actually was thinking her, and I was like, no.
Leah's a good
but she
guess,
is a
though.
troublemaker. But I was thinking Leah because Leah like really came in and like went wild.
Ashley's
as we all know.
a pot stirrer for sure.
But Ashley's a pot stirrer as well.
We can't deny that.
Okay, 5.
Okay.
Or question 5. In business and in life, I wear many hats and hairstyles.
Dorit.
Yep.
I literally just heard it in her accent when you said that. Okay, last one for you.
Okay.
I'm an independent woman doing it for myself.
Independent woman doing it for myself.
Yes.
Woo!
And
Girl.
I did it back.
Okay, who is independent and who's doing it for themselves?
Woo.
I mean, there's actually quite a bit of them right now, honestly, if you think about it. Portia?
No, Candy.
Oh, she is independent. I was thinking independent in the sense of like no husband.
It was like season 2.
Oh, but she was also, wasn't she dating that guy? Or,
No, yeah, I think they were together, but maybe he
like.
But I guess she was still like doing it for herself and her daughter.
Yeah, no, it makes sense for Candy because
Yeah.
like I see her as independent even with a man.
She's that.
But like, there's so
lady.
many like single housewives right now that I was like, oh,
That's
one of
where your
those.
mind went.
Okay, number 6 for you.
Okay.
Planes and yachts are nice, but my happiness
starts at home. Kyle Richards.
Throwing that paper out.
Kyle Richards.
You know what, guys? I got 2, and that's better than I thought.
Honestly, I think I got 3.
I'll take it.
He got a few, but I still won.
Someone's counting. They're like, he definitely like barely even got 2.
They're like, he got half of one.
Does he even watch Housewives? I do.
He said the Lou part, not the Ann. Oh, amazing. Okay, guys. Well, we should jump into our shows now.
Yes.
We're going to start with New York and then do the Jersey finale.
Yeah, let's do it.
Are you ready?
I am
All right.
so ready.
Let's do some New York.
Okay, so y'all know I'm a New York stan. Like
We both are to the fullest.
They'll never do me wrong, and I'll always enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just have to say, this episode just didn't do it for me.
It was a little bit boring, and this is going to be very controversial.
Okay.
Do you think, and I don't even know if I want to say this, do you think that not drinking causes it to be a little less uneventful? Because I just think what we loved about New York, it's like, and I know this isn't good, but when Luann was falling in the bushes, and then Leah was going crazy in the Hamptons last year, like, I don't think those are good things. But do you think they're almost maybe overcompensating now? And it might not even have to do with drinking, but do you think they're overcompensating to keep it so chill?
I see what you mean. I think they're going... Well, I think it's just the extreme. Like you said,
It's
last season was so wild and like 0 to 100 every episode. This season, they're definitely like, let's course correct.
Yeah.
And let's not be as wild.
Yeah.
So I think it's just like a little jarring to like make that switch so quickly.
That's what it is.
I'm not... Sorry, guys. I'm not upset about it. But I do think when it's COVID, well, I guess it was COVID last season too, wasn't it? Or no?
No, it didn't film during COVID.
We watched it during COVID. That's why it was like entertaining because it was like extra not COVID and we were in the middle of COVID.
Yeah.
Okay, so now this is in COVID and some of the girls are not drinking, which is all fine, but it's harder to like get things like fun and wild when you're so limited due to COVID and everyone's just like a little bit more like, just, you know, even keel because naturally when you're sober, you're not as wild and all of that's okay. But I think it's just, I think mainly the reason you feel that way, and I feel this way too, in the sense of like, it seems different. I think just because it's such a 180 from last season.
It's not like the show
so far.
Like, and especially like because Dorinda's gone too, and Dorinda was always a bit of a. I know Dorinda wasn't great last season; it was hard to watch, but she always was like life of the party, bringing the cake, putting her face in it like that, and then Luann's running around being crazy. So like we're used to that more, and I think it's just gonna be Sonja being that like this season, and I think it's gonna be kind of tough because Ebonis seems very like, because obviously she's very intelligent. Not that the other women aren't, but she's like more aware of how she's perceived.
She's like professional, and that's like she's
like, I'm a practicing
she's a career
lawyer,
woman in
I'm
that
this,
way. Yeah,
I can't be seen being like crazy out here. But okay, we'll just kind of jump.
Yeah,
into
but I just had to say that
because
it was like I love
agree
it,
with you.
and I will always enjoy it. I will never stop watching it, and I laugh. But something just felt weird about this episode.
I would agree.
But it is only the first day out of 5 they're in the Hamptons, so I feel like
when Heather Hollow Thompson gets there, it's going to be a bit fun.
Yeah.
But we kick things off, and we have to acknowledge Ebony's dog, that King Charles. Oh, we stand. So cute.
I mean, also stunning apartment.
Gorgeous apartment. Leah's outfit is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
I said, like, what the is Leah wearing?
I was like, I wish I was better at Photoshop, because I was trying to figure out how to Photoshop Tinsley onto it whenever she wore that bow at the Big Apple Circus. I was trying to Photoshop it with her head to the side, but I was like, my skill level is not
It's
there.
one of my favorite, like, gifs or pictures is when Tinsley's crying in that clown outfit. I'm like, girl.
With a big old bow.
It's so good. But interesting, though, I realized that second episode opening on Leah.
Yes. It opened on Ebony and Leah, which was very interesting. And, you know, they kind of discussed how, like, Ebony and her man were supposed to live together again. And, like, that's why they have that apartment. And he clearly chose his kids during COVID. And how do you feel about that? Like, I think if I was a parent, I'd probably do the same. I don't know.
I guess I feel like he did that, and that's one thing.
Right.
But then I bet he also probably wasn't, like, supporting her emotionally or, like, talking to her or just, like, being... Because the thing is, if you're marrying me, I'm now a part of your family. Yeah. So I need to be also supported.
It's like, could she not have gone with the kids, though? That was what was strange to me about it.
I guess maybe they have a bigger... I mean, yeah, that. But it was also, I was like, why don't they come to, like, the city? But they probably have, like, a bigger house and, like, a yard.
I would want to go to the bigger house. Like, if you were Ebony, I would have much rather have gone and, like, set up a studio to, like, do her show from and stuff.
Clearly, they were probably already, like, something was weird, and then this just...
No, I think you're right.
Did it.
Because it just doesn't make sense.
But I think the only thing we really get out of this opening scene, besides looking at Ebony's stunning apartment, is that Leah's doing a Burning Man themed party at Ramona's house in the Hamptons.
Which is wild enough that Leah's throwing a party at Ramona's house.
Which I never thought so confused. Yeah, that was confusing. But you know what? We jump into some chaoticness of Sonja, as you were kind of saying. Is it all going to be Sonja being wild this season? Yes.
I mean, she had a healer over, guys, if you haven't watched the episode. And I just am so surprised to see her still so caught up on her ex. I feel like they have been split forever, the way that she...
Over 10 years.
Over 10 years, like, since she's been on the show. Like, they were divorced before that. She literally comes back into the townhome, and I guess just a flood of emotions come back over her. She's like, this is where my husband's gym was, and, like, she just had a real breakdown with the energy healer being over there, and she cried. Like, it's hard to watch her be so upset about this still. Like, I wish she would stop being so just, like...
It's sad, because it's like...
She needs to find a real emotional connection with someone. Because I feel like she's done the whole get under someone to, like, get over someone. She needs to find someone. And I always thought her and that Rocco would have been great together. That, you know what I'm talking about? Like, the restaurateur, he was, like, established. He really liked her, but she had Frenchie in the picture at that moment. So she was, like, more into Frenchie because he's young and sexy and, like, more fun to
And that was, like, her vibe then. Yes. She's like, I just want to have fun.
Exactly. But I feel like that would have been a better fit for her. But now she's just still so caught up, and it's crazy. That's the only word for it. It's crazy.
It's crazy, and she needs to...
She basically says she's running from reality.
Well, the problem is, it's like, and this is what Sonja always teeters on, is like entertaining, but also kind of like sad to watch. I hate to say it sounds so bad, but sometimes it's just like, oh, Sonja, like, you divorced this man like 15 years ago. Like, I don't really need to like talk about him again, you know?
Or like she needs to go to like real therapy if like
she
is...
I bet she...
I would think she does. I don't know.
But you know what therapy for me is Marley sitting on her head. I did enjoy that.
You mean Morley? I mean, Ramona says that. Like, we'll get into that. I love Marley. Marley is like the true little king.
He's so cute, and he like just bops around. He's always in the background.
He
was a star on this episode. He was essentially a friend of this
episode. Marley's the new friend of. Oh, why would I actually be here for that content?
I kind of feel like he is.
I'm like very much here for that. And then they're getting ready to head to the party, and
they're all staying out in the Hamptons for 5 days. I was like, that is a long time to be together.
And everyone's staying at Ramona's for 5 days.
Surprised, because whenever Ramona said that, I was like, wait, they never go longer than like a day or two.
No, but I guess with COVID, it was kind of the only option.
Yeah, I mean, I'm here to see psychoness in the Hamptons.
It's going to be a wild.
Because I used to love back original New York when... They always started the season in the Hamptons.
Yeah, it was the end of summer.
I loved that so much.
Oh my god, when the Van Kempens would pretend like they weren't into it, and then they went and like rented like a weird farmhouse.
Yeah, it was like kind of like run down a little bit, and they're like, we're on this side of the wall, like whatever.
It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. It's what we need. Like, oh god, there's a TV in the boys' room. We can't have that. It literally was like 2 inches big. I was like, the boys can have a little tiny TV for the summer. But anyways, Leah and Ebony are riding up together, and during this car ride, Leah mentions that her grandmother is really sick, and that's kind of a setup for what's to come later in the episode.
I was like, that leads, that gives us, like, what emotional state Leah's in coming into the house, which is not a good one.
And she said, I don't deal with things well,
yeah.
And I was like, okay, so we kind of know where this is gonna head.
And I got really, like, Dallas vibes. So they show up, because we know Ramona's throwing the party.
Yes.
And if y'all watched this season of Dallas, all it was themed parties in someone's backyard. I was like, I don't need another themed party in a backyard. But I don't.
I loved the tent.
Oh,
I did love that little ethereal vibe in the backyard. It looked
good, but it's just, I think, coming on a very themed party heavy season of Dallas, I'm like, I can't look at another themed party. I can't.
I didn't even put that together, but now that you're saying it, I kind of feel that way.
Yeah.
Ugh. But Ramona is in the kitchen, like, whatever, like, getting, like, the food together, and she says, like, Michelle, because she made it a point to say that she had hired a company to come help her because she didn't want to wake up to, like, dildos in the chicken the next morning, like a professional service.
I wish I could just see my eyes rolling.
If you're watching
starting
on YouTube,
this,
you
rolling.
Can see it. Ramona does a classic Ramona, and she says, Michelle. I get my help confused. And that's the scene that we've all seen in the previews where Ebony is like, did she just say she gets her help confused? Underneath her breath. She also, in her interview, says, nobody is the help in 2020. Like, it's super demeaning. It's a berating term. No one's using that term. So we also see that's going to be a conversation for the next episode.
And it's like, good thing Ebony is there. Because I don't feel like any of the other girls would have ever called her out on that.
That's just Ramona.
And they always excuse Ramona's behavior by saying, that's just Ramona. And it's like, that's not how someone learns.
That's my number one trigger in life whenever someone is constantly poorly behaved or, like, constantly does one thing that's not good and everyone says, oh, that's just how blah blah is. That's just how blah blah is. I'm like, well, then change.
Yeah, it's like, well, then tell them what they're doing so they can fix it.
Exactly. No, I completely agree.
I did love the little moment where Lou and Sonia are driving and the guy in a truck drives by and she's like, ooh, he's hot. I was just like, just a little classic Lou.
Classic Lou. And Ramona did say when they were sitting outside having lunch that Heather Holland-Thompson would be joining, and Leah made a joke like, oh, well, I also invited Elise and my sister. She's like, just kidding. Like, it was just like, you could tell Ramona's face was like,
I will say Ramona took it well. Yeah, because she was like,
I think it was just the Botox. She was like,
yeah, you're right. I mean, she's frozen.
She was livid.
Oh, it was so funny.
It was just a joke. But like you said, they were driving up together, and they were like 3 hours late, I think.
Yeah, they were.
I was like, ugh.
No rush. There's no care in the world. Driving that little cute Mercedes, like, out to the Hamptons. Like, like, staring at boys on the highway. It's just so, like, it's so Luann and Sonia.
It's, like, classic, what's the, like, when the women drive, what's it called?
Driving...
Miss Daisy? Like, driving Miss Daisy?
No, it's,
what
is it, Lucy and Ethel?
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, well, no, but it's kind of like that, but I can't think of it's not that.
There's, like, two girls that you're talking about. Yeah, I can't think of it either, but... Yes.
Comment if you guys know. Because y'all know
what
is
the name of those two girls?
I can think of Bonnie and Clyde, but it's definitely not that.
That's what I was thinking.
They're not going to rob people. But of course, Ramona's walking around the backyard in her heels when Sonia does get there. Like, how many blondes does it take to figure out, like, how to heat a pool?
She's like, it's not 95. My guy said it's 95. Why is it not 95? 95 heater 95. Why is it not 95?
Sheer
like, oh my god,
chaos. Classic Ramona, like we'd said. And she actually did a little house tour first, and I found this interesting. She was walking around showing, like, Leah and Ebony the house, and Ebony kept trying to talk, and then finally she said, Ramona, is my voice decibel too low or something? Like, you don't hear me when I'm speaking. And she's like, oh, well, sorry, I had an ear infection recently. It was like, girl, you have selective hearing and you do not care to hear what
she literally tried to say she had hearing loss issues. And I'm like, you've never once said that before. You can't say it now. Yeah. She likes hearing herself talk. That's her selective hearing.
We know that. But Luann got a much better room. She's not staying in the lower level.
She's moving on up.
I mean, they start getting ready for this party, and y'all saw our Instagram post this week. Ramona in her nipple covers, which she looked freaking incredible. But she is sparkling. She shimmies into that little number. I was like, most people don't.
No, yeah. I mean, but did you need to see Sonia holding Ramona's
like,
boobs up?
I'm getting turned on. It's been a long time since someone's touched my boobs. I was like, oh, Ramona.
We don't need that.
And I gotta say, Leah's look was incredible. She was
oh my god, she looked so good.
Coyote.
She looked awesome.
Sick. Yeah,
like, it was like a fun outfit. Like, I would have went away back and just be like walking around like, I'm a badass. Like, that was like you feel badass in an outfit like that.
It was.
And body looked stunning. outfit was
I
stunning.
feel like she
amazing.
bought that outfit, then decided to have a Burning Man party.
Oh,
just
1,000%.
Because her outfit was so good.
1,000%. Because she did say she was supposed to go to Burning Man.
Yeah.
And that's why. So I bet she already had planned all of her outfits.
You're
and like you said,
right.
she already had them. She's like, well, I have to have a party.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
And that's how it ended up being at Ramona's house.
Yes.
We never would have thought that she would host a Burning Man party. Then Sonya's outfit looked like the Scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz to me.
It was like steampunk vibes. That's like, very steampunky.
Steampunk is kind of Burning Man.
It is, but it was just like a weird fur collar and like a hat.
It was the hat for me that made it very Scarecrow-y. I was like, a choice. But then they get to the backyard and there's a healer there. And she keeps trying to explain, like, what I do. Like, I heal energy, like, we're just gonna talk, and Ramona kept interrupting her the entire
rolling my eyes again, guys.
His eyes just did a full 360 into his brain and came back out. She kept interrupting this healer. It's just so rude. Let someone talk. She tries to be like cute and funny about it. She tries to be like, what do you do? Well, what kind of energy? What energy are we doing? Are we energy this? Are we this? It's like, girl,
can you explain to me how this works? How does this work? What do you do?
Just
what is it?
What am I
supposed to be healing? Who do you heal? What do you heal? How am I doing? What am I doing? And I'm like, sit down and let her speak for a second.
And whenever she finally did, the lady was like, it's just a moment to pause and like reflect, and we're just gonna go around and
you take it the way you want to take it. You heal whatever you think you need heal, like in your mind, your body, like whatever.
Perfect example. They start off with Leah, and Leah's like, my grandma's dying and she's really like the backbone of our family, so I want positive energy for her. Ebony mentions that her grandmother is also very sick and dying, and all she has is her mom and her grandma. And she's like, I need to expand what family means to me.
Yeah, and it brings back up, like, along to the whole thing of, like, Ebony is wanting a family. She's wanting to create her own family unit because she feels like hers is shrinking.
Or
she's
maybe
like, I need
she
to,
was even alluding to, like, my now boyfriend's kids, like,
Yeah, like that's like coming together with someone, or like
family.
Taking a relationship seriously, like getting into, like, that phase of life.
Exactly.
It seemed. I have no idea.
No, I agree. And Sonya's just like, I need to be more vulnerable with my feelings because I don't like to dump my feelings on people. Sometimes I just want to disappear and check out. Not like kill myself, but just check out. And like, I just like she's really kind of dealing with some depression that needs to be like maybe acknowledged on a deeper level instead of just joking about.
Yeah.
Because she was even making comments, because she always likes to do the silly one. She's like, I used to say I'm just going to check myself into a old folks home, but I heard the STD rates are high. But I felt like they were really just brushing her off. I mean, I love it. That's like classic Sonja, right? And that's why we love her. But I felt like she was trying to like say something deeper, and they kept being like, oh, stop, you're just being so negative. Stop saying that. It's like, well, no, maybe take it more seriously and really hear what she's saying.
This was her chance. She thought she could open up. Let her.
Exactly.
And Ramona's so fake. Like, trying to like...
I didn't even write down Ramona.
I don't remember what it was, because, like, again, my eyes were rolling, my ears closed off, because I had selective hearing whenever Ramona talks.
In her confessional, she was like, okay, A for trying, Ramona.
Yeah,
like,
she made up like, tried to fake cry about something.
The apologizer strikes again. But I have to say this, that the healers, like, I'm also a Reiki master. We're going to do Reiki. What is your first thought every time you hear Reiki? Do you remember
Oh my God, Jax! Yes, and he's like, he had that, like blonde Reiki teacher, and they were all like, do you think he's having sex with a Reiki teacher?
And he would treat Brittany like crap. He'd be like, you know what, Brittany, like, you're just like so annoying. I'm going outside and calling my Reiki master.
I gotta go see her.
Yeah, and he would literally just FaceTime her, and I'm pretty sure flirt with her. It was very chaotic.
It was so weird. That is so true. I forgot about that until like, what does it remind you of? Like, what other Reikis are there?
I had like never heard of Reiki until Jax, so I think that's why it sticks in my mind so much. But then they all like start like kind of like chanting with her, and she sings, and then Leah's like, can I scream? And they all, well, I guess her and
Luann.
Was it Lou or Ramona?
It was Lou.
I think Ramona screamed.
I think they all ended up screaming at some point.
I just don't love loud screams. So like, I was like, oh God, this is like a lot.
But it let like Leah's emotions come out. She cries a little bit after that. So she got it all out, which I think was necessary.
Yes. That's when Ramona says, because they go to eat. And Ramona says to Sonia, as we mentioned earlier, oh, like, Marley's sitting. Is it Marley or Morley? She's like, you're supposed to be like my family, and you don't know my dog's name.
How does she not know?
Is it Coco or Cuckoo? I was like, yes, Sonia. Yes, Sonia.
But it's so annoying. That's like, that is.
It's like, how do you not, like, stop?
The thing is, it's like every show needs like a person you hate. Yeah. And I'm happy we have Ramona for that reason. Yeah. But sometimes I just like, it's like,
I roll into the back of your head.
My like mind, and my mind's already broken. Y'all know that. I don't need it broken more.
You don't need to grate down Chase's brain anymore, okay?
No. But I did though, like whenever they got up from the healing person, Ramona felt the need to go let her know that her brain felt like it got massaged. And that she just feels so relaxed and all this stuff. I'm like, you are so fake.
It's like Ramona, like, you say, also trying to overly correct. Like, she's trying to be, like, overly, because she's like, oh, God, I was just, like, a dick. Now I need to, like, be overly.
Yeah.
But hers is just a quicker turnaround than
Oh, it's so quick. I mean, as you said, the apologizer, where she yells at you and apologizes within 5 minutes.
Yes. And then I thought it was funny when Ebony was like, okay, I, like, see these crazy people coming towards me on stilts and lights. And I start thinking, oh, my God, did Leah drug me? Like, she put something in my... She's like, so I know it's time for me to go to bed. Like, I haven't been around girls this wild in, like, a really long time.
Yeah, I think she was just drained. Like, it's a lot of energy, a lot of, like, powerful...
She said, I haven't been around this energy in years. Like, she kind of does the Irish goodbye out. And then that's what she says when Leah comes to check on her. And they just have, like, a cute little bonding moment. I feel like they are genuinely good friends.
Yeah, they actually, like, they really... I don't know if they were friends previous. I don't remember. But if they weren't, they're kicking it off or hitting it off really fast. I think they probably were,
like, friends, but not to, like, this level.
Yeah.
They're, like, together all the time.
But yeah, they're, like... I like their friendship. Yeah. And I think, like you said, they had a little bonding moment. So it really, like, solidifies, like... I think them as, like, friends for this season. Like, you know, them against... Not against everyone else, but, like, they have their little friend, like, in each other.
Bond. Yeah, like, the person's gonna have your back.
But don't worry. They got in the pool after.
Yes.
They all jumped in.
Yes.
And Leah's nipple comer. That was a slip of the tongue.
I'm like, and that's New York.
Okay, Leah's nipple cover fell off. And I just love that Luann was like, I thought it was a piece of mozzarella.
I didn't even hear that. Oh my God. I didn't even hear. I'm so actually annoyed that I missed that.
They were just floating around and it was floating beside them. And Lou was like, thought it was a mozzarella.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
But I also wrote down and I was like, Marty, what is happening to me?
We have Come and Marty.
Marley was partying really hard with them. And that's where I ended mentally on New York, was with thinking of Marley running around that party, having a great time.
Marley being the king of the castle of all those crazy bitches that we love. But that's New York.
That was it. And I just wanted to talk for a second about the preview next week. It looks like this is when it's going to spice up. I think second day into the trip, we have Ebony bringing up the help comment to Ramona, finally calling her out.
Finally.
And then we get a psycho moment, speaking of Sonia being a little wild and maybe a little drunk. We hear her yelling about someone bringing up Wells Fargo.
I think Ramona's going to, like, bring up Wells Fargo or something, and that's going to trigger her with, like,
I don't understand.
Morgan. I can't wait for next week.
I was like, I love the sheer chaoticness of it all, but, like, fighting because someone brought up Wells Fargo, honestly, as if that's, like, a man that's competition with her ex-husband.
Honestly, iconic.
I know.
Like,
curious to see where that goes.
Freak out over something, like, yes, ma'am, go for
that. It. And that's New York for the week.
That's what we'll end on for New York.
That's what we'll end it on.
Oh, that's amazing. Should we head to the finale of New Jersey?
I'm ready. I cannot believe that Jersey,
guys, this was the quickest season ever. It literally was 12 episodes, I think. I
was shocked. I even texted you because like Cassie said, like, oh, like, remember tonight's the finale, blah blah blah. And I was like, wait, what are you talking about? Like, tonight's the finale? I feel like the season flew by.
It really, everyone was saying that. Like, everyone who watches Jersey. And guys, we'll just get right into it. We kick off the episode. We finally, after the build-up, meet Louis, Teresa's boyfriend. And I have to say, I definitely thought he was going to be hotter. Like, he was
not
just
impressed.
Very red and, like...
Tight. There was something, like...
Yeah.
Like, his face just seemed tight. It seemed like his veins were bulging out of his forehead.
It is? It's like he was standing on his head for like 2 hours and then went and picked her up. And like all the blood had rushed to his head. And he was just like veiny and like almost like Hulk-like.
I think, yes. And I think of like someone when they eat like a hot pepper.
Yes.
And they start like sweating a little bit. They look sweaty and red.
Like he ate something high on the Scoville. Okay. Like he looked very species-posed.
I wasn't here for it.
And he made a comment when they were eating. Like, okay, well, now maybe we know. He said he doesn't eat vegetables, what grown-ass man does not eat a vegetable?
I don't think producer... Oh, yes, he does. But he does love French fries.
Oh, come on.
He loves the broccoli.
He's literally a vegetarian.
I'm like, he's never met a vegetable, but he's vegetarian.
Broccoli. But yeah, I'm not opposed to
I took it back. It was just the French fries. I was like, Joe, if he could live on French fries... He would.
If he had just ordered a steak and French fries and gotten like a steak frites, I would have been like, okay, cool. But it's the fact that she said, you don't eat vegetables, do you? That was the part for me that was like strange.
Did this dinner seem awkward. Like they kept saying in her like confessionals, like, I love this about him. I love him so much. We have this like deep connection. We just know each other. He knows me. And then at dinner, she's like, hi.
My thought was maybe
fries. You know, like that was it.
Fries, fries before guys. Like, that's literally what it was like. My kind of thought with it was, I was like, maybe it is kind of awkward filming it, like for the first time.
You're right, yeah.
But it was weird when he was making comments like, well, I'm younger than you. I'm like, is he younger than her? Like
he doesn't look younger than her.
I'm like, if he's younger than her, it's by like 3 months. Because like, he is not much younger than her by any means.
No. I just like, I'm happy we got to see him and I'm happy we met him. But I was just not impressed.
Literally, I wrote, maybe he's nervous, but he seems fake.
Well, there you go.
I agree with that.
I'm skeptical.
I also, and we'll talk at the end what they've done, which we've mentioned before, but yes, I'm a little skeptical too, and I think it's kind of strange. And I hope that she doesn't get played, because Teresa does not deserve that after she has had complete, sorry Diljo Giudice, a complete dickhead of a
yes, as they
man
showed
for
us.
so long.
They showed us the typical my bitch wife clip that no one will ever forget. We don't need to see it as many times, because how do you forget that?
Tuesday, that is just like in my... And then he starts pretending to speak Italian. Guys, that goes through my mind once a day. Don't ask why.
But it's bad, because I'd rather sit and watch this stale-ass dinner over a Joe and Melissa Gorga storyline any day.
And that's where we're headed next. Joe and Melissa just continuing this story that it's been tense in the house after their whole fight and everything with her wanting to go back to work. We're not even going to spend any more time on that.
That's
unless
it.
You need
I mean,
to.
If you watch the season, you know why we're not going to spend more time on it.
But Olivia, oh my god, guys, Queen Olivia, Jennifer's daughter.
Breakout star.
Everything in life. She wanted her parents to have an anniversary dinner. I guess because kids are pretty aware. She's probably a little bit aware of what's going on with her grandparents.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I just feel like they have such a good relationship. And like, I can't believe we ever thought, and we say this week after week now, that Bill and Jen were weird.
I guess just because like, when we first met her, she was just so like flashy. Yeah. I was like, oh my god, she probably just married this man for money.
Yeah.
But as we've seen her more seasons and so on, we know that they got married when he didn't have any money. And like they actually really like each other. They have like a cute family. So it is, as you say, we keep saying it, but it's true. I wasn't expecting it.
They like have the best little dinner, and he's such a good dad. And I mean, speaking of the money thing, he gave her a 9-carat ring. Like, oh my god, guys. Oh, whatever I thought. And it's yellow diamonds, and it's the gaudiest, ugliest thing I've ever seen.
But it's so her. It's so her. My mom also was like, why are they eating in their foyer?
Yeah, that was
I was like,
weird.
I don't know.
I was like, they have so many, I guess they, like, they had to have had another place to set up the table.
Have no idea.
Yeah,
my mom was like, I don't get this. And I was like, me too, girl. Me too.
It was a weird... Imagine if someone came over and gave, like, the mailman and slides through, like, the slot in the front door.
And everyone turns around and they're, like, eating their steak.
So awkward, but I live for it. And then Big Ham Linky goes over to Dolores' house to start demo for the renovation she's doing. And she's just kind of saying I'm at my wit's end with, like, people judging my relationship, which obviously we've been talking about this for a while. And then we jump right into my Big Ham Linky moment of the week.
Whoop, whoop!
Because she's like, I'm so annoyed that, like, you know, like, Gorga called me broken, blah, 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 blah. And Big Ham Linky said, why do you care if Gorga calls you broken? He was born broken. He stopped growing after 5'2". Like, we love the height shade towards Gorga because he thinks he's, like, the ultimate, like, macho, whatever.
I mean, he thinks he's the most badass, the most
really
manly, does. You know, all of these things. And then Frank goes and
Frankie
drops
can
that.
Just be like, I can literally, like, pinch you. Like, you can stand back and make him like an ant. But, that, you know, I gotta have my Big Ham Linky moment of the week.
The line is great, but just Frankie being a support for Dolores is all we need.
That is all he is, and we stand. And then Teresa, like, she gets a text from Diljo Giudice, and like,
that's my favorite thing to come out of this
Diljo
season.
Giudice. I'm like, Big Ham Linky moment of the week and Diljo Giudice, and
all we need
Gorga. Like, those are the three things we need in life, really.
It's so good.
Oh my god. But basically, she's annoyed that he went on Wendy Williams and talked about, like, his relationship, and I think he mentioned her relationship, and she's like, I want to do this on my own timeline, which is the smartest thing she can do. On the opposite ends of Portia being like, engaged. After 5 seconds, like, love this man, blah, blah, blah. It's like, take it slow and let it, like, I would have been like, and I didn't even say this earlier, I would have been like dying to keep it like a secret. If I was Portia getting with that guy, like, I would have been so like, I'm not talking about this.
I can't make sense
Let's
of it.
creep around together.
Yeah,
like,
right?
I don't want to.
Like, at least wait, like, 6 months. Like, you be engaged, but, like, keep it under wraps for, like, at least separate it from the season where Fallon was just on it.
Yeah, just, like, don't wear your ring right now. Yeah.
Our brain is just so, like, Portia's engagement is so, like...
That's why. You just don't know if you can trust someone after 5 freaking seconds of knowing them.
And I'm sorry, like, I don't know anything about Fallon. I mean, we know nothing about Fallon and Simon's marriage, so I'm not making any, like, assumptions. But it's like, it seems weird to jump into a relationship with a man that just divorced his wife, isn't even final. It just seems like, how do you trust that? Like, that's very, like... weird.
I feel like he had to have been married once, and then because he has those older kids, and then he was only married to her for like 2 years.
I don't even think they had any kids together. I think her 3 kids are previous,
and so are his. Oh, wait, because he has kids. I think he has a few.
Don't know.
I think he does. But yeah, anyway.
I think we'll find out. At this point, we're gonna find out everything about Simon.
You can just tell how piping hot this is. I was gonna say, like, we keep going back to it.
We're in Jersey, and we're still talking about a show that's not even on anymore.
Portia. Yeah, but Teresa is also just saying, like, she's just making pies with her daughters, and she's like, I'm just happy that they're so happy that I'm dating. I think I was more worried than they really were at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Then time for little Joe Bonino's Halloween birthday bash, and Melissa and Joe, before leaving, are standing there, and she's like, which I think it's weird to even have to do this, to be like, look, Halloween's my favorite holiday. I don't want to fight with you tonight. I don't want you fighting with anyone. And foreshadowing. But the party looked amazing. Like that, like, you know, I love Halloween. I think you love Halloween.
Oh, I love Halloween.
Like, that is how it should damn well be done.
And I love a completed renovation after 10 years.
And it is to a specific taste.
Oh, it's very specific taste, but I like that it's completed.
It's
done. At least it's done. The house is done.
They have curtains. They have floors.
Yeah, they have walls. Like, they can actually, like, yeah, literally. Like, I feel like a wall was down half the time.
No, you're not wrong.
And she's like, I'm so proud of you for, like, finally finishing it, to Joe B. And I was like, girl, it took like 10 years. Like, what is she? It was like a crazy timeline. I mean, at least as long as Marge has been on the show, they've been renovating their house.
Oh, yeah. And, like, I think she had said before, like, he's been working on this for 2 years. That's what they always say. If you're married to, like, the construction guy, nothing's going to get done at home. Or, like, you're married to a plumber, nothing will ever be fixed at home. It's like,
well, they lived up to that, because, but it's finished now, and it looks great.
It is done.
Well, for their taste.
For their very specific taste.
But it screamed Marge to me, so I was like, okay, makes sense.
Did you have a favorite costume from the party?
I actually, speaking of Marge and Joe B, I liked their couple's costume.
It was cute, right?
It was really cute. Like, it was the Addams Family.
Yeah, Morticia and Gomez.
Yeah, and, like, I think his, like, how he, like, kept his little mustache and he slicked his hair back. And I liked, it was just simple, but they both looked really good. I think the sexiest and the hottest has to go to Melissa, though. And her mermaid outfit. I was
going to say Big Ham Leaky as Joe Exotic.
I mean...
What?
That's for my private time.
Speaking of Margaret, we gotta give a shout out to Marge Sr. dressed as Marilyn Monroe, because she looked incredible. Yeah. I was like, go on, Marge Sr.
So was she your favorite?
No, I was gonna go Big Ham Linky.
Oh, okay, well.
Also, Jennifer as J-Lo looked amazing.
Yeah, I mean, everyone actually really brought it. I was like happy.
Melissa, I love like a mermaid theme, but it didn't feel very mermaidy. It was just like, I'm putting on a sports bra and showing off my sexy body.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought she like had a rockin' bod, so I was like,
ridiculous.
Good for you.
Good for you, bitch.
Yeah, I was like not jealous at all.
I know, right?
But you look great.
And yeah, Dolores was a botched patient, which I feel like everyone did last year.
Oh yeah,
I mean, like so many girls did that as a costume last year.
They did it good, but it was just kind of like you said. I've seen it.
Yeah.
But I like that we're not even mentioning Teresa's cotton candy outfit.
Guys, like I think she showed up after this. Like one thing on the botched comment, it was funny when Bill said, "Oh look, she's broken." Like he said that to the guys. I was like, "Oh god, don't say it." But yes, Teresa as cotton candy, guys. I literally was like, it looks like a...
Was that a cotton candy unicorn? Like,
No, I think it was like, because you know, like you can get a cotton candy cone thing.
Oh, yes. Okay, you're right.
So it was like, but...
It looked like a unicorn,
though.
It
looked like a loofah. You know the things like go in your shower?
Yeah, it did. I didn't love it. And like her makeup was like super shiny and wild.
It was a lot.
It was a choice.
It was a choice.
And we'll leave it at that.
It was a definite choice. And Dolores, you know, she's like, I'm not really mad at Joe, which I feel like she keeps kind of changing her tunes, but she kind of is just getting a little bit, like, feisty with it, because she's like, he talks to everyone like that, even his own wife. And Margaret's like, I feel like Margaret's hyping it up more. She's like, no, I'm not going to let him speak to you like that, blah, blah, blah. Like, girl, you're not, like, Dolores' wife. Like, I don't know why you're getting so involved, really.
Yeah,
like, if
let her fight her own battles, but you know what? these shows, no one's good at letting someone fight their own battles.
And
they want to, like, meddle a little bit.
Speaking of fighting a battle, we got this other little big Ham Linky moment of the week. We've got to do, too, because it's the finale. He casually mentions in conversation that he shaves between his butt cheeks. He shaves his... And I was just like, a man who can admit that.
I feel like Dolores probably does it for him.
Oh, she probably does. She's like, all right, Frankie, I'm trying to get in there. Hold it open, Frankie. Like,
I mean, especially when he broke his quads, he was shaving his butt.
I absolutely... Oh, my... David, you're
right.
David was...
What was I thinking?
David was shaving between those cheeks. Them cheeks. And then Jennifer is drinking her tequilas, and she is hammered. She's like, these shrimps are effing jumbo, and she's dropping food. I dropped the pig in a blanket. Yeah. I forgot about that line. Like, I was like, we've been waiting for this whole season. But Margaret is just, like, sometimes so judgy with things. She's just like, oh, Jennifer's just, like, hammered, and she's just, like, ruining the party. The floors I just spent, like, it's like, okay, don't have food.
Well, don't have a party. Like, you can't get mad at people at a party, drinking, making a little bit of a mess. Yes, and she's going around breaking things different. But she wasn't. She was just a little drunk, and that's fine.
She's not like Carrie from Dallas. She's
not
throwing
like, sauce on your walls.
She's not like punching out a window or like breaking like plexiglass.
She's like, I love your new counters, sledgehammer. Yeah. It's like,
I never liked these counters. Smash, smash, smash. But Joe Gorga does talk to Margaret, and she's just lecturing him. She's like, your mind is so old school, like, you see a different side. And he's like, oh, I'm upset because you called me a chauvinist. And I just don't think it's Margaret's place to even be having this conversation.
It's not Margaret's place, but she's also not wrong.
She's not wrong, but we've all said this to him. Like, all the girls have said this to him. It's not, like, groundbreaking news, you know? Like,
and even, like, that's what I think maybe last episode. Yeah. That's what Dolores said. She's like, I expect it from him. He's always been like that. So it's like, Marge is just like, but then it goes back to the thing where, like, we can't let people just, like, be who they are. We have to tell them.
But he's been told so many times.
True. And
so, like,
his
Ramona,
wife needs to tell him.
She's never
this.
really, like, told as much. It's just he's told all the time. Melissa's even told him, though. Like, it's been a conversation that everyone's
But that's for her to tell him. Or his sister.
Well, he's kind of laughing about it in the conversation. He's just like, okay, whatever. But Melissa goes to talk to Dolores because she sees the conversation happening between Margaret and Joe. And she's just like, you know... he's really upset, and he's talking to Marge right now because she called him a chauvinist. And Melissa's just like, I'm also guilty of thinking the car was a crutch. Yeah, I mean... 7 other people were also guilty. Like, everyone at the party was thinking the same thing. So why is it just, like, you coming after us?
It's Joe. Like, Joe's whole, like, broken comment and that whole thing obviously shines the light on them, too.
Well, he's, like, the squeaky wheel. He's the loudest one.
And Melissa, they show, like, a throwback clip, and we're reminded that Melissa was the one that brought it up at the party, too. Yeah. She's like, hey... We all are kind of talking about the car maybe, like, stopping or being maybe in place of the ring and, like, blah, blah. So she kind of brought it on herself. Then you add Joe Gorga to it.
Because he just hypes it up even worse.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is when Dolores said, what if I took a poll? Is Joe and Melissa going to stay together if she doesn't get her freedom or, like, get her way? And obviously that's gonna piss Melissa off, but she's like, it's hard because I've just kind of flipped a switch on him, which we've heard the storyline 100 times. So and I feel like Bill Aiden was actually giving good advice to Joe. He was like, you know, we needed to, like, listen to her feelings if she's saying that she feels like you've been chauvinistic or you're feeling this way. And Gorga's just like, you're drunk, shut up. I was like, no, don't. What are you doing, girl? No. And Melissa's just like, I've been battling this with Joe for years. Like, I'm not going to have any of you talk about him like that. And I do think we all feel this way if you're in a relationship. It's kind of like, I can vent and talk about my man, but you can't, like, if we're having a conversation, it's fine, but you can't, like, call him things.
Like, you can't just randomly be like, he's a chauvinist out of nowhere.
It's like, I can roast him, but you can't roast him like that.
It's just like, and there's a point. It's like, you can say stuff, you can stand up for yourself if he's coming for you.
Yeah.
But, like, sometimes it's kind of just like, okay, you've gone too far. This is my man at the end of the day.
So I'm going to defend him no matter what. Which is what she should do. But they need to work out their own shit.
I was going to say, she should stand up for him with Margaret. But also go home and be like, you are a chauvinistic pig. You know, like, you got to have both.
Well, but he's like, I'm happy with change. Like, I'm not opposed to it. I just, like, don't want you to forget about me, basically. Like, and that's what the storyline's been. We know. We don't have to keep it.
It's like another thing we don't need to get into because we all know it.
But they, like, definitely are not in a great place when they storm out of the party. And they get, like, their Chiron is, you know, Chase's favorite word.
Love
Chiron,
a Chiron.
that he taught everyone. It says, like, Melissa continues to build her empire, blah, 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 but the hardest part is still being married to Joe.
What the hell is that?
I was like, that to me is really bad.
Yeah, like, again, don't know if the storyline is real, but if it is, I need more of this in the reunion, because I don't know why they would put the hardest part is still being married to Gorga.
Like,
that's not good.
Freaking bad.
Yeah.
Like, that's not just not good. That is, like, terrible. Like, harder than building a business and doing all of that is being married.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I understand that relationships can be work, but it should not be that.
So, it shouldn't be the hardest part of your life.
Like you say, we just don't know what's real and what's fake with them, so
it's hard to, like, yeah.
But a few other takeaways from the Chirons. Jennifer's still not talking to her mom.
Oh, that makes me sad.
Really sad. Margaret completed her house reno, and it says Joe and Margaret have never gotten along better. I was like, okay, Shade. Like,
I will say
Shade.
I can't really remember past seasons, but this season they were really in love,
especially because she snapped on him a couple times, and he just sat there like, it's because, like, guys, I can't believe he's still 65 years old. He looks incredible.
He does. And
props.
He has a great chill personality. He's really go with the flow. Like, nothing really gets to him, I don't think. To be married
to Margaret, don't you feel like you have to?
You kind of have to, because she's gonna run the show in her way.
Well, what was his tagline with the men's that said, I wear the pants, but my wife picks out the shirts,
yeah,
or something? Like, she picks out the pants and the shirts and the socks and the shoes and tells you how to do your hair.
And you say, I love you.
Just, all right, Marg. All right. Jackie, it says she, like, threw a double bar mitzvah. Her and Evan are good. Dolores says she's enjoying her independence from David and recently got a thigh lift. I was like, okay, like, Dolores, you look perfect.
Yeah, a thigh lift.
Also, like, what the hell is that?
I don't even know. Butt lift makes sense, and I think she already did that.
Maybe, but, like, makes your thighs thinner if you, like, lift them or something. We need Bill Aiden on to explain what a thigh lift is.
Tell us what that is, because I have no idea. But I did want to just say for a second, when in this episode would we really even talk about Jackie?
Guys, not once. Like, she literally, like, brought absolutely nothing to this episode, other than her Chiron. But Teresa also, her ending was she's still with Louis. They recently bought an investment property together, which is just a bit fishy.
Well, there's a commitment.
It's too soon to be doing all that, and they stock it with pineapple juice.
Oh, God. It just really takes me back to, remember when I read that article that he's like,
I know where you're headed
obsessed with sex, or like a sex addict or whatever. Do you remember that?
Did you
and he had
see
like a sex dungeon, or?
Did I send you that his wife or his ex-wife is running like a marathon across New York in a wedding dress in honor of, like, being, like, domestically abused?
No, you didn't send me that.
Oh my God. Should I see if I can find this super quick? Yeah, it was like something, I mean, I think that was pretty much the story. But
that is wild.
She's running a marathon across New York in her wedding dress in order to raise awareness for domestic abuse.
I mean, that doesn't mean anything, but it's a little interesting.
Everything is alleged until we know.
Yeah, because it could be just in support of a friend. We don't know. But it's just interesting.
The way it was worded definitely makes it sound... Because you could run any marathon in, like, support of domestic abuse, but doing it in, like, your wedding gown just makes such a big statement.
We're going to find out more about him. I know it. I think there's things that we are not going to like when we find it out. There's just something there. I see it in that, like, sweaty, tight, red face. There's something there.
Well, even, I just feel like he's so desperate for, like, this camera time, too, because at the very, very, very end of the episode, which they've never done this before, especially in a finale, it's Teresa in an interview, and she's on the phone with him, and the producer's like, are you gonna, like, treat her right, blah, 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 and he's like, I'm gonna be with her until her tits are old and sagging to the floor, or something like that. I was like, okay, you're doing too much.
And she's like,
yeah, like, she likes that, though.
She does like it.
I just think it's something different for her, because she's never really dated anyone else, so this is, like...
God, like, after the reunions, we're gonna get their engagement announcement. That's just the thing that's gonna happen now.
I just wanted to see a tree date. I'm just bummed that she's just...
Yeah, I did kind of want to see her date, like, a bunch of, like, random... Not a bunch, but just, like, a few, like, dates.
Or,
like, you know, a funny
to, like,
thing.
Turks and Caicos, like we always see New York ladies doing. Hit on guys and flirt.
Yeah,
and
you're
like,
right.
That's what I wanted to
And Teresa is so awkward, so it would have been so goofy.
Yeah.
Like, it would have been funny to watch.
Exactly, but we're not getting it now.
So just quick... I feel like we like to do, like, after finale... Who do you want to come back? Do you want the whole cast back? What are your thoughts on that?
I want Teresa back. I want Jennifer back. I don't care if Jackie comes back.
I feel like I would be happy with pretty much all of them. Like, Jackie, take it or leave it. But I think she would have to bring it.
Leave Jackie and bring in, like, someone else. Not Michelle the realtor. But someone else that's maybe, like, a friend of, like, both... Probably not Teresa and Melissa, because that could be messy. But maybe a friend of... Jennifer's or something. We don't really see much of Jennifer's friendships.
We don't. That actually would be interesting to see something like her bring in a friend of, just because, like you said, we don't actually see much of her friends. We only really see the sister.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, I think the dynamic of the cast is great. I don't want to change too much besides, like, maybe Jackie, because it's not like they really hang out with her that much anyway.
Like you say, like, because I really could have, like, given or taken Margaret at times, but I love, like, Lil Joe Bonino being in the guys groups as well.
Exactly,
so, like, I want him there for that.
I do feel like this season, even though she meddled in stuff that we thought, like, you shouldn't have been in, that is a housewife make in a way. She kept the storyline going. She kept the drama moving. So, you need it.
You're not wrong.
And last season, she was pretty wild with the whole Danielle stuff. So, like, she does her job. She does.
So she understood the assignment.
She did. She understood the assignment. So I'm kind of happy with it. Okay. I don't need too many changes.
I'm not.
I guess we'll see the reunion.
Very.
Actually, what am I even fucking saying? Melissa could also leave.
But we need Joe there.
I know.
We could put Joe in a wig, and I'd be like, Teresa's long lost sister, Teresa.
You know he would like that.
He loves doing drag and stuff. He's dressed up a few times in drag. We can just like do that for Joe.
That would be so hilarious.
Bring on
they just come back next season. No one says anything.
We don't even.
But it's him in drag the entire season.
It's not even a conversation. We're like, this is her friend of. Like we're just gonna bring her on.
I would
super
love
casual.
that.
Never discuss it again. Oh my god, that would bring me
so good.
Like, hello, Bravo. I have an idea.
I have another show to add up to your lineup.
Call me back.
Call me back.
Call me back.
You know my number.
You know, have your people reach out to my people. We also have to say we're going to be on a little 2-week hiatus.
Yeah, a little reality wind down summer break, I would say.
A little reality wind down.
Literally, we're winding down for 2 weeks.
Well, yeah, Chase has a vacation. His brother's getting married. Mazel.
Yes.
And then I'm away the next week. But then we will be back in June.
We're starting June heavy. We're going in.
We're going to be active online
still. Oh, yeah. You'll still talk to us on our Instagrams. Yes. We'll still be there.
Yes.
But we're coming back full steam ahead. Hills. We have Beverly Hills, got New York.
We'll do a recap of the Jersey, probably reunion.
Yeah, we'll do some recaps there. TV is full steam ahead in the Bravo universe, and we're here for it, ready for it. We got to just, step back, recharge, so we can come back better.
Better than ever. And my wine glass is empty, guys, so y'all know that it means this episode is over.
Time. But before we go, guys.
Here he is.
If you like our episode, please take 5 seconds to go rate us 5 stars. Leave us a comment. We love them. They're fun to read. It's great to interact. And I love reading them on the podcast.
No, we do really love them, and it means a lot. So thank you, guys.
Yeah. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
And cheers to vacation.
Cheers to vacay, baby. Vaccinated vacay.
Yes, there you go. Bye.